Here's an interesting thing. I've just been to see Inside Out 2, and I came out to the car to do my review, and there were some teenagers, some youths sitting just outside the cinema. I thought, oh my god, I'm going to have to get into my car and start talking to my phone. And I immediately felt embarrassed. And then I was watching the front of the cinema and I saw a couple walk out together, and then I felt a little bit envious. And now there's a group of teenage girls walking past the car, so I feel envious and embarrassed. So I'm really sitting in my feelings right now after watching Inside Out 2. I've had quite an emotional day. There's been anger and shouting. There's been disgust. Has there been joy? There was a flicker of joy when the dog came back this morning. The dog had a sleepover last night, so in the middle of my morning, which was quite chaotic, the dog just came bombing through the door. Like, she didn't... The dog had a sleepover and the dog came through the door. Totally makes it sound like she went to stay at her mate's house and then she came back this morning, like, of her own accord. Neither of these things are true. She went to stay with her dog walker last night, and then the dog walker brought her back this morning. So yeah, that was my flicker of joy. So yeah, all the emotions today. So I was almost concerned with how I was going to feel watching this film, especially because I sat in this exact spot about a month ago after watching Back to Black that I didn't think I was going to be that invested in, and wept for the first 4 minutes of my review. Here's the thing, right? It was okay. I really wanted to love it. I love Pixar. I love Pixar so much. I think they've made some of the greatest films, and I won't even say children's films. They've just made some really incredible films in the time that they've existed, which is what, since about, what was Toy Story 95? So we've had nearly 30 years of Pixar. There's a thought to make you feel 900 years old on a Tuesday night. We've had a long time, and they're responsible for incredible things. Toy Story, the Toy Stories, and WALL-E, and other Pixar films that I can no longer remember because my brain doesn't work properly. You know, Monsters Inc., The Incredibles, just great films that have meant a lot to people, you know, when they were younger. People have shown them to their children. We've grown up with them. Yeah, just they've made really incredible stuff. And the original Inside Out, I distinctly remember myself and my then partner, my ex, Pete, bringing our daughter Eva to see the first one. I can't remember what year the first one was, what came out. She was quite small, and about halfway through, I think we looked at each other over her head and went, like, this feels like an error, because we were taken aback by the emotional heft of the film. And I think that's why this one has left me feeling a bit flat, because it just lacked emotional emotional heft. If you say to anybody who's seen the original Inside Out, depending on what age they were when they first saw it, or just generally, if you mention Inside Out and then you say Bing Bong and the person you're talking to doesn't get misty-eyed, check that their heart's still beating, because if they're not moved to tears by Bing Bong, they're clearly dead. There's no Bing Bong moment, which maybe isn't a bad thing, because I lost my shit over Bing Bong. We all did. Still get upset thinking about it now. This is Riley hitting puberty. This is the arrival of new emotions. So as well as who have we got from the original? Joy, sadness, fear, disgust, and anger. We are then joined by anxiety, embarrassment, ennui. Who else have we got? I'm trying to think now. Envy or jealousy. I feel like that's not all of them, but yeah, we've got new teenage puberty themed emotions. So it had the potential to have the emotional heft, but this is Riley. She's off to hockey camp. Obviously, we remember from the first one, she loves to play ice hockey, and she gets chosen to go to this hockey camp, and she's maybe going to end up on this team she wants to be on. And so yeah, there's this that's the setup for it, and it's absolutely fine. I still laughed at it. I still got teary at it, but I didn't cry. And I've cried a lot lately, generally. Quite emotional just lately. Lots going on. All chaotic in the mind palace. So I really expected to have a really healthy full-scale emotional breakdown in the cinema, and I just didn't. It was perfectly fine. It felt like they'd made a spin-off TV series and this was an episode of it, or like an extended episode, or that story could have been split over 6 episodes of the Inside Out spin-off TV series. It was absolutely fine, but it wasn't amazing, and I think the original film is amazing. So yeah, a little bit disappointed because we waited a while for it and they took their time, and I thought they would come up with something better than this. It's perfectly fine. What I will say, there's a scene, no spoilers, mild spoilers, not like huge plot point, at one point the core original emotions end up in a sort of vault of Riley's secrets. That was probably my favourite sequence of the film because it's very funny. There is a character from Riley's childhood, a TV character, who was clearly an affectionate swipe at Dora the Explorer, but more so Dora's backpack and map that she used to have to carry everywhere. So I won't spoil it, but there's a character within that really made me laugh. It's perfectly fine. People will go to see it with their children because it's a Pixar film, but much like Inside Out, I'm not sure if it's aimed at young children. But then I didn't feel like If did well for children because I felt it was too emotionally hefty and too sad. So maybe I'm not equipped to judge this anymore. Maybe my own emotions are so absolutely bollocksed at this point that I can't make those judgment calls. Who knows? But it did make me think about my own console and my own team of emotions and what they might be up to up there and what core memories there you go, you see, now I'm thinking about it, what core memories they would consider important to me. And you can't help but imagine like your own little console of emotions up there and what they might do and what they might choose and what song, what jingle from your past would they would they throw up and so on. So yeah, it was perfectly entertaining. I enjoyed the voice cast again, Amy Poehler particularly as Joy, and big up the wonderful Maya Hawke as the voice of Anxiety. I couldn't pin down who it was, and because of the croak in the voice I kept thinking it was Emma Stone, but I knew it wasn't. So yeah, Maya Hawke did an excellent job of Anxiety, so it's perfectly adequate. Go and see it, or don't, what else. It's neither here nor there to me whether you do or not. And on that bombshell, I'm gonna go home. Thanks for watching. Katie out.